everybody, how's it going? My name is Avialence and welcome to my vlog for Thursday, January 16th, I believe it is. Today we're going to be talking about something that's actually really been on my mind lately. I've been doing a lot of work on an article for Gamersalt Weekly, working on an editorial talking about Titanfall with the announcements that came last week. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that. I kind of want to share my feelings about the game, how I feel about the whole course of it, and honestly why I'm more excited for it now based on the last two announcements. So today we're somewhere different. This is my bedroom. You can see Darth Vader overlooks me while I'm sleeping. But I just have a ton of stuff going on in my office right now, like updates, computers, tons of stuff going, and there's literally so much sound from all the fans that are clicking through that I was like, alright, well, instead of shutting it all down, we're just going to come in here and we're going to shoot this vlog. Now, for those of you who didn't hear about it last week, Titanfall dropped two big announcements. Now, the first one was the fact that they will not be making the 360 version of the game. So, for Titanfall, they were working on three versions. These three versions are PC, Xbox One, and then Xbox 360. They wanted to release it on previous gen. Now, last week, the company announced that they are not actually working on it. That company being Respawn Entertainment. Respawn Entertainment is only working on the PC and the Xbox One version, while another company, yet to be named by EA or Respawn, is actually working on the Titanfall 360 version. Now, for a lot of people, this is a little bit of a disconcern. I mean, I kind of understand, but I also don't at the same time, but we'll discuss that here in a little bit. Now, the second piece of news was the idea that Titanfall will only have a cap of 6 versus 6 players. Now, this also freaked out a bunch of people, but in turn, it has some good to it. What this 6 versus 6 cap does is allow them to really expand upon the game by adding automated intelligence opponents. So you have to look at it this way. I mean, there's going to be up to 12 AI on each team. Now, out of those 12 AI, it'll vary based on the map. You have 6 players on top of that, so you're already looking at 18 people a team. And then throw in the 6 Titans that'll eventually drop down into the map, and you're looking at about a 25v25 game. So it's really not that big of a worry. Now, for those of you who are sitting here, you're probably wondering, what the hell is Titanfall? And that's a very reasonable thing. The vlogs I've done up to this point haven't really been focused on gaming, so let me go ahead and talk a little bit about Titanfall with you guys.
What is Titanfall? I think that's a very good question. That's something I hope to answer with this little bit of gameplay footage. What you're looking at here is actually an E3 demo that came out pretty recently, one of the few videos that's out there for Titanfall. And it showcases why I'm so excited about this game. So essentially, what is Titanfall? Titanfall is actually created by some people who left Infinity Ward after the giant Call of Duty thing. These ex-Infinity Ward developers went on to produce a new company, Respawn Entertainment. Now, Respawn Entertainment had a bunch of projects they were working on, the main one being Titanfall, that they didn't reveal until about a year and a half ago. Now, when Titanfall was revealed, it was really talked about as the outlaying title for the Xbox One. This is one of the big reasons to buy an Xbox One, and we thought it was going to come out at the launch of the Xbox One last November in 2013. However, it did not. It ended up being pushed back until March, and that is hopefully where the release stands as of this moment. Now, Titanfall is obviously a shooter. It is focused on movement, it is focused on titans, and it is focused on action. You're going to be playing with up to 6 players on each team, as well as 12 AI on each team, and 6 titans as well. Now, the player will have, obviously, a primary and a secondary. This is customizable, so we think. There's going to be various titans you will also be able to explore, and the whole story is actually online. So there is no single-player campaign in this game, but rather it's crafted online through a multiplayer storytelling experience. That's why they have the AI, and that's why they have some of the elements that they can control in the game. Now, there's various objectives and things like that, and you will obviously have to wait for your titan to work. But the idea behind it is that you'll be part of a multiplayer story that constantly changes, and we aren't aware if it's going to reset, restart, or anything of that nature. Titanfall is a fast-paced shooter, and that is the big thing. I mean, you can obviously tell the similarities between Titanfall and Call of Duty. Now, there's also the Titans, which I think are a big part of it. Now, if you guys have played Hawken or seen any Mech Warrior footage, this is kind of what it is on a more casual level. These Titans can be automatically controlled by the player to patrol, guard, or follow the player as AI. You can also get in the Titan and use it yourself, but it's very important to realize that Titans do not make you invincible. They simply are tools that you can use. This is what really allows for some creative gameplay, as we'll discuss after the gameplay piece here. Now, the idea behind Titanfall also is that it's going to be really focused on quick-paced gameplay. Players will be wall running, jumping, jetpacking, and it looks like it's actually going to be pulled off pretty successfully. However, we don't know because we haven't played the game. Now, some people that played the game previously, my boss Vanessa, for example, at PAX, she said she had a great time with it. However, it had a lot of people. Hence the idea of lowering the cap to 6v6. At the time they had it as 10v10, and it seemed to be a little much. So hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of what Titanfall is, just to give you an idea of this is what the game is, this is what I'm talking about, and for those of you who aren't gamers, this is context for you guys to be like, okay, now I kind of understand, hopefully, what Avi's talking about. So let's go ahead and kick back to me on the vlog, and we will finish off our little discussion.
So for those of you who have actually never seen Titanfall or heard of it before, I hope that it provides you with a little bit of context as to what the game is. Of course, you know, not all that information is 100% perfect or 100% accurate. There's still some stuff coming out of that nature, right, where they're clearing release dates and items of the game, how it's going to work, etc., etc. It's very much a mystery, and we're trying to dig deeper and deeper and find out kind of what the true purpose of it is. It could be really good, really in-depth, like the multiplayer, or it could just be Call of Duty with mechs. I mean, we really don't know. But the nice thing about Titanfall is that it provides me with some confidence in the game. I mean, a lot of people looked at this negatively, right? And they said, oh my gosh, only 6v6, it's terrible. Because what they were doing is comparing it to previous generation shooters like Battlefield and like Call of Duty. And while these games are out on the next-gen consoles and also on the PC, they do have a larger scale, more PvP centralized theme in them. Now, what Titanfall is trying to do is combine a multiplayer immersive world with a game that's competitive. And this is a really cool feature. Look at it this way. For those of you who've ever played Star Wars Battlefront back in the day, and I really hope you guys have, if not, you should definitely pick it up on Steam and play it. It's an absolute classic, especially for Star Wars fans. But essentially what this is doing is modeling almost off of Battlefront. Now, what do I mean? Essentially what Battlefront was a battleground with AI controlling the ground while players drive that AI to complete certain tasks, capture certain areas, etc., right? Instead of having a bunch of players. Now what Battlefield did, for example, is they took those AI, they removed them, and added in player capacity. And while I love my Battlefield, it does provide a very different experience. Essentially what Titanfall is going to allow players to do with this AI in there is drive those AI, be able to protect and defend those AI, and also push with them on certain points. Now, these dynamic concepts really allow for a wide variety of things that Respawn can do with the game. Now, I'm not claiming that they're going to do these with the game, but I really hope that they do. Take Arma or DayZ, for example, where you have AI opponents going against player opponents with also AI forces with them. I mean, you're looking at a pretty large-scale combat environment that you can help push and control, and I honestly prefer games like that. This is something that hasn't really been on the console market. I mean, DayZ, right, one of the most popular mods for Arma last year, had tons of mods branching off of it, and one of the most popular was actually DayZ Epoch. Now this mod added AI patrols and AI generated missions all around the map. Now you may have had 40 players in that specific map going against each other, plus all the AI zombies, plus these AI bandits and stuff, but it actually encouraged dynamic player interaction, whether it was shoot to kill, or work together to raid the bandit hideout and then try to split the loot or work out a deal. It really made the game different, and that's something that I'm really looking for on the console. That's something that I hope Respawn Entertainment really pushes with this game. What they've done is introduce a massive industry scale Titan manufacturing system with various Titans, various things that you can build and work with, and it could be something really cool like what Eve tried to do with Dust 514. Essentially, I want Titanfall to be the best that it can be, and I'm hoping that it's the experience that I'm anticipating, although I could be totally wrong. I know a lot of people are worried about this, but I want to encourage you guys to really look over Titanfall, look over the information, watch the gameplay, and then think about some of these things that Respawn has said lately, and consider what gameplay implications it could be and if that's something you'd be interested in. The thing to realize here is that the map is constantly going to be evolving and changing if they implement it correctly. Picture the old world Chrome Hounds, picture Arma 3, picture Arma 2, picture DayZ, picture something like that and really think about how it can work. I almost envision it as Galactic Conquest in Star Wars Battlefront, right? I mean, it's essentially moving from planet to planet, gaining resources, and then using those resources to further your own warpath, or further your own conquest. And that's something that I think is really important, and an aspect that a lot of you guys are missing on Titanfall. So guys, that's about everything I have on Titanfall that I'm willing to share at this point. I understand this is a vlog. I typically don't do video game-centered vlogs, but this is one that I really wanted to do, so I want to try to keep it short. I don't want to make it a giant debate. For those of you who are going to ask about my little finger cast, I shut my hand in my Nissan Titan door. Don't know how it happened, but it did. So I may have broken my finger. I'm going to have it looked at earlier next week. But anyway, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this vlog, and I really encourage you guys to interact with me in the comments below and tell me what you feel about Titanfall, or please post video responses letting me know. But guys, if you like this video, I highly encourage you to first of all like the video. Also toss me a comment if you haven't already telling me about your feelings on Titanfall. And feel free to subscribe to this channel for more nerd-themed stuff, video game-themed stuff, as well as a vlog every Tuesday and every Thursday. If you guys enjoy these type of vlogs where I just discuss a certain game, maybe give you guys a little bit of gameplay, some feedback, let me know. I'd be happy to do more of these. I actually really enjoy talking with you guys about games or concepts. So guys, thank you very much for listening to me ramble about Titanfall, and I will talk to you guys in next Tuesday's vlog when I show you guys my gaming setup, which is something that you guys requested. So I'll see you then. Have a good weekend, and game on, folks.